Hi guys, 18 Dapper here and welcome to this match preview. It's Doncaster Rovers versus Gillingham this weekend at the Gillingham Stadium. Let's get the video started. So guys, welcome to this match preview. If you're an existing subscriber, welcome back. Thank you for returning. If you're new to the channel and this is the video that's brought you, welcome. Please click that subscribe button. And this is the format that we go through match previews. We'll look at the previous meetings between the two clubs, we'll look at the current form across all competitions. I choose a Doncaster Rovers player to focus on and say a few words about, and then we do a brief history of the opponents, in this case Gillingham, and then I give my opinion on one to watch for them. And then we've got the Family Predictions League at the end, a little bit of an update on that. There is movement this week, and then my score prediction for the game to finish off. So without further ado, on to previous meetings. Doncaster and Gillingham have faced off 66 times in their history, and it's tipped heavily in Gillingham's favour, with Doncaster only winning 13 of those occasions, drawing 19, and Gillingham running out victors a massive 34 times out of 66. So over 50% of the games where we faced each other, Gillingham have come out on top. Fingers crossed that is not the case this Saturday. Looking back at the last 5 meetings, it is a little bit more even than our history shows. Back in 2018 in League One, it was a home draw 3-3 at the Gillingham Stadium, and then a 3-1 win away from home for the Rovers. So a decent season there. And then in the 2019-20 season, a 1-1 draw at the Gillingham. And then we faced off in the FA Cup where Gillingham absolutely battered us at their place 3-0. And then a month or two later, we went back to Gillingham and we got beat 2-1. So a better showing, but still a defeat. So over the last 5 games, Gillingham just edging it with the 2 wins, 2 draws, and then Rovers coming out on top on one of those occasions. So hopefully we balance that out with a win on Saturday. Moving on to current form, looking at this, Doncaster not in too bad a form, a little bit hit and miss, 3 wins, 1 defeat and 1 draw in the last 5. Gillingham on the other hand, 3 wins and 2 defeats, 1 defeat coming Tuesday night in the Papa John's Trophy. But Gillingham, they're coming into this game in 11th position in League One, 1 point behind the Rovers, but we do have 1 game in hand. And for me, very mid-table performances in the first 15 games with 7 wins, 6 defeats, 2 draws, scored 17, conceded 17, so very middle of the road for Gillingham in my opinion. Gillingham fell in the FA Cup second round to Exeter City, but they do come into this league game off the back of 5 games unbeaten in the league. The cup games, not so positive for Gillingham, as I mentioned, knocked out of the Papa John's Trophy on Tuesday night, 2-0 to Cambridge. For the Rovers, another professional performance against 10-man Northampton on Saturday. It saw us come out 2-0 winners, but in all honesty, it could have been a lot more. Missed a penalty, and there were opportunities to add to the 2 goals that we did score, but a win is a win and a professional performance to go with it as well, so very happy with that. And for me, I'm hoping that's the start of some momentum in the league and a bit of consistency that we've pretty much been lacking this year. As I said earlier, very hit and miss, and this busy period, 8 games in a couple of weeks up to Christmas, is a good opportunity for us to kind of show what we're all about, because I do think we've got potential as a squad, especially with John Jules coming back in, breath of fresh air. So hopefully we can start picking points up regularly and cementing our place in the playoffs, which is where I think we should be. Players still get played out of position. They were played out of position on Saturday, but they're doing the jobs that Darren Moore's asking of them. And I see a lot of social media posts kind of questioning it. I've questioned it, I'll be honest. Joe Wright at right back doesn't make sense to me. Cameron John at left back, again, they're 2 natural centre defenders, and they're playing on either side. It doesn't quite fit for me when we've got Reece James, who's a natural left back, Brad Halliday. But in Darren Moore, I trust the tactics have been working. We've been getting performances most games, but like I say, it's been hit and miss. Is it horses for courses? I think so. But as I say, the players are doing jobs in those positions and showing that they are capable of playing anywhere, which is nice. It's good to have those options that we've not necessarily had in previous seasons. So it keeps the opposition guessing as well, and the fans. Having said that, we're all guessing, but as I say, in Darren Moore we trust, and hopefully it's another positive performance on Saturday. Moving on to player focus, and this week I'm going with Andy Butler. He made his first appearance on Saturday against Northampton and he was solid as a rock. Knocking on in footballing years, but he showed that he's kept himself in very, very good shape and it can still add a different dimension to the squad and it can still dominate the back line, even with the likes of Tom Anderson, Joe Wright. Andy Butler's there as, I think, as a calming presence and a lot of experience as well, and it showed on Saturday because it was a fantastic performance. Didn't look like anything was going to go past him, and I'm glad that the tackle that got the red card for Northampton wasn't as bad as it first looked, and hopefully we get to see Butler in a Rovers shirt a few more times this season. As I say, very calming presence at the back, and especially if Joe Wright's pushed onto right back to give Halliday a rest, is a very good stand-in, and very confident with the back line at the minute. It's looking good. Moving on to Gillingham, the opponent. They were founded in 1893, currently managed by Steve Evans. He's one of those managers, a bit of Marmite, you either love him or hate him. I am on the dislike side, I wouldn't say hate. For me, I don't like the style of play that he adopts. I don't like the philosophy that he's got, but that's just personal to me. I find any Steve Evans team a very difficult team to come up against. So no disrespect meant there. I think he just does a very good job on teams tactically, and that's why I dislike him. Opinion may be different if he was in our dugout, but as I sit here now, I'm glad Darren Moore's in our dugout and not Steve Evans. But I think it's going to be a very tough game. It'll set up to be difficult to beat, and it's kind of what you expect from a Steve Evans team. Recent honours for Gillingham: League 2 champions in 2012-13, Division 2 playoff winners in the 99-2000 season, and then the League 2 playoff winners in 2008-2009. So a couple of decent honours there for Gillingham, from the lower leagues into League 1. And for me, the player to watch for Gillingham is Jordan Graham, having a very, very positive season. 6 goals, 6 assists, I believe. And for me, if we stop this guy from getting on the ball and potentially moving forward and giving him openings or opportunities to find that pass through to the striker, then we've got a good chance of coming away from this game with at least a point, if not more. So yeah, shut this guy out and we've got a good chance of having a positive result. But he is one of those players who is good on the ball, very skillful. He is going to be tricky to keep quiet. So for me, Jordan Graham is the one to watch on Saturday. And that brings me on to the Predictions League table. If you are new, the way that we work it, me and the family predict the scoreline for every single league game. And if we get the scoreline spot on, we get 3 points. If we get the result right but not the scoreline, we get 1 point. If we get it completely wrong, we get no points. And on Saturday, I went with a 2-0 to the Rovers, so I finally got my first 3 points of the season. Chris, Max and my dad all went with Rovers wins but got the scoreline incorrect. So no movement in terms of positions, but it has made it very, very tight. Chris still on top on 9 points. Max and Dad joint second on 6. And then that gap that was there at the start of before Saturday's game has now been well and truly closed. I am on 5 points, but I'm holding up the rest. So hopefully I get the scoreline correct again and leapfrog Max and my dad if they get it wrong. And that leads me on to my score prediction. As I say, Steve Evans, difficult teams to beat, and I think it's going to be a very, very close game. But I'm confident. I'm confident that we will come out on top, 2-1. I think we've got it in us to win this game, especially if John Jules is on form as he has been, and the performances that we've seen over the last couple of games in the second half, more than the first, is there. I don't see why we can't come out of this game with the 3 points. I'm going 2-1 to the Rovers. Fingers crossed I am spot on. And that's it for this video. If you've enjoyed it, please stick a big thumbs up on it for us, please. Comments in the section down below, let me know your thoughts on this game. If you haven't already, please click that subscribe button. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.